Welcome back, Outlander fans. Outlander's final chapter unfolds, and the most staggering question echoes: could Faith truly have survived decades? Believing their firstborn daughter lost, Jamie and Claire face a reality shattering possibility. Everything they touted as tragic fate is thrown into question. If season 7's ending left you breathless, prepare yourselves. The concluding season weaves a narrative so profound it threatens to rewrite Outlander history itself. Faith's potential existence, the tangled futures of Jamie Lord, John, and William. Episode 1 plunges us headfirst into the maelstrom. From its opening moments, Outlander Season 8 establishes one truth: nothing is certain. The shadow of Faith's death has long stretched over Jamie and Claire, but now inconsistencies appear. Claire, the ever-rational healer, finds logic failing her when an old midwife's journal surfaces. Discovered tucked away in Lallybroke, its pages brittle with age, it contains a cryptic entry dated shortly after Faith's supposed death. A child delivered in secret. Spirit strong Fraser eyes taken east under the crescent moon. At first, Claire tries to reason it away. A confused memory, a different birth. Who would document such a thing so vaguely? Jamie, however, feels a cold dread mixed with a terrifying spark of hope. The guilt over Faith's loss, his absence. Claire's solitary grief has been a heavy burden, but the journal entry resonates with fragmented whispers overheard years ago, hushed tones about arrangements made, promises kept. Could it be real? Could Faith have lived, or is this merely another cruel twist of fate, designed to torment them? Further, Francesca, the woman whose enigmatic words about Faith linger from the previous season, remains elusive. Claire confronts her, demanding clarity. Francesca guards her knowledge carefully, hinting at dangers best left undisturbed. Some truths carry too high a price, she murmurs, but Claire's resolve hardens. If even the faintest possibility exists that Faith breathes somewhere in time, she must uncover it, regardless of the peril. What if this truth, however, proves more devastating than the lie? Jamie and Claire's cautious inquiries immediately raise alarms. Lord John Grey, their steadfast friend, turns strangely evasive. When Jamie broaches the subject, he knows something, perhaps has always known, but understands the potential fallout. Digging into this mystery could unravel far more than they anticipate. He urges Jamie toward caution, advising him to let sleeping dogs lie. But Jamie Fraser has never backed down from a fight, especially when his child is involved. And speaking of children, the complex dynamic with Lord John faces its greatest test. The unresolved tensions from Season 7 simmer beneath the surface. Loyalty, love, duty, all intertwined, but now, William's uncertain future looms large, forcing their differing views into direct conflict. William, Jamie's unacknowledged son, senses the fault lines in his own history. He suspects his life story is incomplete, and he possesses the Fraser stubbornness to seek answers. When the truth inevitably surfaces, will he align with Lord John, the man who raised him, or Jamie, the father he never knew? And how will this impact the fragile bond between the two men who share his parentage? If Faith is alive, if Claire might truly see her daughter again, what unforeseen consequences await? This is Outlander after all. Nothing is ever simple. The deeper Claire and Jamie delve, the more treacherous the path becomes. What began with a dusty journal entry transforms into a labyrinth of concealed history, coded messages, and shadowed figures. Claire's scientific mind wars with the undeniable evidence of the impossible. She has witnessed time travel, defying logic yet accepting. Faith's survival feels like tempting fate. Another clue emerges, a name whispered by a dying Jacobite sympathizer, connected to the midwife, Genevieve Dubois, a woman seemingly erased from official records. No birth certificate, no marriage lines, yet rumored to have facilitated secret adoptions among the exiled Scottish nobility. Claire had dismissed such tales before, but now the name resonates with chilling significance. And Jamie inquire. They encounter walls of silence, averted gazes, and palpable fear. Those who might know something refuse to speak the name. Genevieve Dubois evokes danger, but the reason remains hidden. until an elderly woman recognizes the Fraser look in Jamie's eyes. She saw a young woman match Claire's description, years ago raised by a Dubois associate. She had the Fraser fire, she whispers, but moved like she carried the weight of secrets. Jamie's skepticism falters. Something in the old woman's words strikes a chord. He sees that fire in Brianna, in Claire daily. If this mysterious woman shares that undeniable Fraser spirit, they are closer than ever. But as they edge nearer the truth, Lord John intervenes, his warnings. Now blunt, you are meddling with forces beyond your comprehension. He tells Jamie, if you value Claire, your family, leave this be. Jamie bristles, demanding the full truth. Lord John finally relents, revealing fragments. He's pieced together there was, indeed, a child spirited away shortly after birth, its fate deliberately obscured. He cannot confirm it was Faith, but admits circumstances around Claire's loss were manipulated. The infant was taken before Claire regained consciousness. Claire feels the world tilt, the agonizing memory of holding Faith's small cold body resurfaces, but now poisoned with doubt. Was she truly stillborn, or stolen before she ever knew? The answer lies with Genevieve Dubois, or those connected to her, and Claire and Jamie will tear down heaven and earth to find them, unaware they are not the only seekers. Someone else watches from the shadows, someone with their own motives for keeping Faith's existence buried. As they plunge deeper, they awaken dormant powers, forces guarding secrets for generations, and their quest for Faith might become a desperate fight for their own survival. Jamie and Claire press on, burdened by past choices, yet unable to retreat. The possibility of finding Faith eclipses the mounting danger. The name Genevieve Dubois is no longer a phantom. It's a tangible link, a woman who might hold the key to rewriting their history. But the resistance intensifies, suggesting powerful opposition. Every inquiry is met with fear. Doors slam, warnings are hissed in darkened alleys. Then a direct threat arrives at Fraser's Ridge, a crudely drawn crescent moon symbol left on their doorstep. A clear message: cease your search or face the consequences. Jamie the warrior is enraged. Claire, the survivor, recognizes the pattern. Threats, escalation, violence. This is no longer just about Faith. It's about disturbing a hidden power structure. She recalls the dangers faced in Paris, the Jacobite plots, the schemes in the colonies. Secrets always protected by those who fear exposure. A breakthrough comes from an unlikely source. An old acquaintance of Jamie's from Ardsmoor prison, now a broken man hiding in Wilmington. Haunted by his past, he confesses to Claire his role years ago in transporting a newborn Fraser infant eastward on orders from a secret society, protecting a specific bloodline. He speaks of safeguarding the child's destiny, placing her with a family sworn to secrecy. The Dubois connection. Suddenly the puzzle gains horrifying clarity. If Faith, now perhaps known by another name, lives, she wasn't just separated from them, she was deliberately placed, perhaps even groomed within a network dedicated to manipulating historical events, possibly linked to Claire's own Beauchamp lineage. Someone powerful wanted her hidden. But why? Jamie acts instantly. If their daughter survives threats, politics, time itself are irrelevant. He will bring her home. They journey to Wilmington, tracking Genevieve Dubois' last known whereabouts. But awareness prickles. They are being watched. Shadows move, figures linger, always just out of sight. It's not imagination, it's surveillance. The warning becomes lethal near the docks while following lead. A crossbow bolt flies from the rooftops. Jamie reacts instinctively, pulling Claire down. The bolt thuds into the wooden pillar where her head had been. The message is unmistakable: abandon the search or die. Chaos erupts. They fight their way through the narrow streets, unseen assailants trying to corner them, reaching their horses' breathless hearts, hammering. This quest has become a battle for survival. Claire grips Jamie's arm, her voice tight with fear. If we continue, we might not live to find her. Jamie meets her gaze, fire in his eyes. Then we continue because now they know Faith is real. She's out there. And if they don't find her first, someone else with dangerous intentions, will their lives forfeit? Jamie and Claire take refuge in a secluded safe house near Wilmington. Movements guarded every shadow, scrutinized the attack. Wasn't random, it was a calculated attempt to eliminate them. Confirming powerful forces opposed their search for Faith. This realization only strengthens their resolve. But they are no longer just racing against time. They are actively hunted, pursued by enemies, determined to keep the past interred. Claire wrestles with the cryptic warnings, the midwife's journal entry, the talk of Fraser eyes and spirit strong, the crescent moon symbol. What does it all signify? Could Faith's survival be tied to something larger than family, something connected to prophecies or ancient bloodlines? The mention of being taken east resonates unsettlingly. Time travel has rules. Were they bent? Could Faith have been moved through time or placed within a specific lineage for a purpose? Jamie is quieter, processing the escalating danger. His focus sharpened. If others seek her, we must be smarter, faster. Trust no one until we understand the game. He murmurs. Days pass, intense conclusion, gathering information, piecing together fragments. A coded message leads them back to Lord John Grey. His arrival brings both relief and apprehension. While a longtime ally, the current stakes make trust a luxury. Still, their history is undeniable. Lord John's connection runs deep. Godfather William, his bond with Jamie, a complex mix of duty, friendship, and unspoken feelings. When Lord John enters the safe house, the strain is visible, his usual composure replaced by deep weariness, setting Claire on edge. He's not here for pleasantries. Something critical has shifted. Lord John speaks urgent. Listen carefully. There's no time for the full story. A clandestine group has manipulated events for centuries. They orchestrated Faith's disappearance. He reveals, his voice heavy. This society obsessed with bloodlines and prophecy saw Claire as a disruption to their carefully managed timeline. For Jamie, their growing influence threatened the group's control. They believed Faith's existence was a key, perhaps the key to correcting perceived historical deviations. The weight of this revelation is crushing. Faith isn't just their lost daughter. She's potentially a pawn in a centuries-old conspiracy. But the most staggering blow comes next. The society isn't just a faceless entity. Its influence reaches closer than they ever imagined. The one directing the efforts to keep Faith hidden. The one possibly hunting them. Now Lord John pauses, his gaze fixed on Jamie. Is someone intrinsic linked to your past? Someone you believed long gone? Claire holds her breath, sensing the shift, the floor dropping away. Jamie's face loses color, recognition flickering in his eyes. Who, he whispers, the name hangs in the air, chillingly familiar. Claire Mackenzie. The revelation is stunning. Consumed by bitterness and perceived wrongs. Her obsession with Jamie twisted into something far darker. Somehow she has aligned herself, or perhaps inherited, influence within this secret group, manipulating events from the shadows. It explains the ruthlessness, the personal nature of the threat. Claire's vendetta against Claire now extends to controlling Faith's destiny, using her as a tool for revenge or fulfilling some warped prophecy. This changes everything. Claire's shadow extends further, deeper than they could have imagined. But Lord John adds another layer of dread. There's Faith, or whatever name she bears now, has been kept hidden because she represents something vital. Her lineage, her unique heritage, makes her pivotal. This group believes she is destined to fulfill a prophecy, perhaps restore a balance they deem correct. The implications are immense. Faith's life isn't merely personal history. It's a potential turning point, capable of altering the future. Finding her, saving her, means confronting not just Claire, but the powerful forces she now commands. Forces willing to kill to protect their secrets and fulfill their agenda.